Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lori Matson. I'm President and CEO of the Tri-City Regional Chamber. It's my pleasure to welcome you here today for our State of the Cities membership luncheon, which is sponsored by Baker Boyer Bank. Since 2003, the State of the Cities program has been a community tradition. As the largest business organization in the region, we're proud to convene representatives from all 4 cities year after year so that our business and community leaders can hear firsthand about the activity and progress going on in our cities. It's an exciting time to be a Tri-Citian. For years, our community's been showered with accolades, like we're one of the safest communities in Washington, one of the most affordable places to live in the Northwest, one of the best communities in America to raise a family. We know the Tri-Cities are exceptional, right? All of us? Exactly. Right? We know the Tri-Cities. There we go. That's right. When we're compared to other communities across the country, how many can say they have a national laboratory and have a very high number of PhDs per capita? How many communities can boast high-quality schools and excellent public safety? How about an abundance of carbon-free energy? And how many communities can claim all those things and a booming population growth? We're in a fairly exclusive category, and it's clear that the Tri-Cities is well positioned for an incredibly bright future. Now, help me welcome our 2018 Chair, Khurshid Sharifov, who's going to take us through the rest of our program. Khurshid.
Thanks, Lori. Appreciate that. And welcome to all our new members. We appreciate your support and look forward to providing value to your businesses. I'm also always look forward to this luncheon, to listen to the mayors and to the updates. I have a special guest with me today here. My mother is here visiting from Tajikistan, so I've been taking her around and showing all the great cities that we have here in Tri-Cities and Quad Cities, and enjoying the time. Thank you. May has been a very busy for the Regional Chamber. Earlier this month, we kicked off our seventh year of the Good Health is Good Business program. We have 84 teams and 499 participants in this year's 8-week challenge. Thanks again to our premier sponsor, Basin Pacific Insurance and Benefits, and our supporting sponsors for making this program possible for the community. Now let's get to the State of the Cities program. Leading off the State of the Cities will be Mayor Don Britton from City of Kennewick. Mayor Britton was elected to the council in 2010 and was appointed Mayor Pro Tem in March 2013. He was re-elected in January 1st, 2018 when he was appointed mayor. He is a lifelong resident of Kennewick. Mayor Britton served 6 years as a reserve Kennewick police officer. He is committed to bringing family wage jobs and regional recreational opportunities to Kennewick, as well as advancing economic development in Kennewick. Please welcome Kennewick Mayor Don Britton.
Well, thank you very much. Before I start, this is my first time speaking to you as the mayor of Kennewick, and so I asked our former mayor Young for some advice, and he assured me that the best way to go forward would be go over my time limit. That way, when I got to West Richland's turn, Brent would only have 2 minutes to speak. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay within my time frame. Again, thank you for the opportunity to come here today to speak to you on behalf of the city of Kennewick and share our many successes and accomplishments that we've had this past year, and some of the upcoming accomplishments that we're going to achieve this next year. These successes can only come through the contributions of hardworking individuals, thriving local businesses, and strong community partnerships. I'd like to start with infrastructure, just an exciting subject for most people. It is the largest investment of any city. By investing in infrastructure, it supports new economic development efforts and sustains our growth. One of our best examples is the recent completion of the Bob Wilson Parkway. This tremendous transportation accomplishment, this has led to improved access and connectivity between Highway 240 and Highway 395 to our Southridge area, and opened up tremendous growth opportunity in that area. The open land available for residential development in Southridge could support over 3,000 new homes. With Kennewick's population expected to grow by nearly 34,000 residents over the next 20 years, the Southridge area is definitely an important area for accommodating our growing community. Kennewick is also successful in securing substantial state funding for full access at Ridge Line and Highway 395 with an anticipated construction start date in 2020. The small picture up on the screen here, if you can see it very well, it's an interchange, and the improvements will accommodate the rapid growth, safety, and improved access needed at this Southridge location. Another major road project currently underway is the reconstruction and widening of our West Meadowline Avenue from North Kellogg Street to North Edison Street. It's a $2.1 million project. It includes three lanes, sidewalks, bike lanes, and new utility lines, and it complements the multi-million-dollar improvements we made to Edison Street 2 years ago. In 2017, our council adopted a complete streets policy ordinance. This ordinance will affirm our commitment to provide access to all users, including pedestrians, bicyclists, motorists, and public transportation. Kennewick also completed work on our transportation system plan update through 2040 to meet future demands in accordance with our visioning. And I think we all recognize how vital it is to a community to have high quality drinking water and sewer infrastructure. Kennewick has invested in substantial improvements and upgrades to our water and wastewater systems. And we are currently completing phase 2 of our water and sewer capital improvement program, as well as upgrades to our wastewater treatment plant. We are in the planning stages of replacing aging water lines and sewer infrastructure projects to start later this year. New infrastructure, like the affluent winery waste treatment plant recently installed at our Columbia Gardens winery, demonstrates how important infrastructure is to our economic development efforts. And speaking of economic development, that is one of my favorite subjects, and I'd like to talk a little bit about that as well. For some time now, Kennewick has been recognized as an economic leader in Washington and the Pacific Northwest. We were awarded the Governor's Award last year for our partnerships relating to the Columbia Gardens Urban Wine Village, and I think another one's coming, but I've been told not to really announce anything, so I'm going to be quiet about that. Our 3 top areas for economic development continue to be our downtown Kennewick area, Vistafield, and Southridge. We support our historic downtown revitalization efforts to reconnect downtown to our historic waterfront. The city is working with our partners to promote new events, such as the successful Hometown Holiday Parade we had this past December, improving the Washington Street connection between our historic downtown and the waterfront, and assist with recruiting new businesses that will enhance the growth of our economic development in the historic downtown area. We continue to build upon success and strong partnerships that we have with the Port of Kennewick to transform our historic waterfront. On February 9th, a ribbon-cutting ceremony was held to celebrate Phase 1 of the Columbia Gardens Wine Village with the opening of 2 new wineries. It was attended by over 500 people. We are now working on an expanded partnership with Benton County to utilize rural capital funds and with Columbia Basin College to build a new culinary arts school. With these partnerships, we hope to encourage private-public sector growth in that area. And our partnership with the Port of Kennewick also involves another major effort. We are working together on the planning and development of Vistafield into a regional economic and mixed-use hub. As with other projects, significant work goes into planning, design, and installation of infrastructure. Implementing the Vistafield Master Plan will be one of the top priority areas in the coming year. And I just want to touch base on what partnerships mean. We have a strong partnership with the Port of Kennewick, and we're very proud of that. And so often, government tends to get in the way of development and progress. And with our partnership with the Port of Kennewick, setting the stage and developing the master plan, and then getting out of the way and let the private sector, folks like you, take over and let that ride fast. And that's the way it should be, and I hope we continue doing that type of business. Our top growth area in Kennewick continues to be our Southridge area. Southridge continues to be a vibrant and growing area, and with the dynamic growth that has occurred, would not have happened without the ability to first invest in infrastructure. The city was approved for local revitalization financing to assist in developing Southridge in 2009. This program, referred to at the time as the LRF, has rewarded Kennewick taxpayers with its success. Kennewick receives $500,000 annually in return from the state for over 25 years because of this success. And since the Southridge LRF project was implemented beginning in 2010, the state of Washington has received almost $18 million in new tax revenue from the development in that area, compared to those state contributions back to Kennewick of only $3.5 million. It's a win-win situation for everybody. And due to the efforts of Senator Sharon Brown and others, this effort has been rebranded and is now called the Building Business Ecosystems. While legislation did not pass this year, we continue to message to our legislators that this is truly a win-win opportunity for our community and for other communities across the state. We are hopeful that future legislation will pass and will provide an opportunity to accelerate the development of our Vista-filled area like we successfully did in our Southridge area. I'd also like to thank Lori Mattson and the Chamber for their support in advocating for this legislation this past session, and look forward to partnering again this next session. And we certainly can't sustain success without a very strong public safety component, and we are extremely proud of our community support for these services. We met our commitment of hiring 15 new police officers with the public safety sales tax revenue to combat gang activity, and we initiated a police cadet training program that will prepare qualified candidates when new entry-level positions open up in the city of Kennewick. We also worked on funding options to build Fire Station 6 in Southridge, and we're working to secure funding to build a new fire station in Vistafield to replace our aging fire station number 3. Quality of life is also important for a safe and vibrant community. New amenities are currently underway at our Hanson Park area, and we will soon be building a new clubhouse at Columbia Park Golf Links that will overlook the water. This clubhouse will include a restaurant and will also be available for catering. We are also working on a community engagement plan to rebuild the Playground of Dreams, and that information will be forthcoming. The Kennewick City Council strongly supports the efforts to reconvey the river shore back to the local community control. Community leaders such as Brad Fisher, Doc Hastings, and Gary Peterson have done a tremendous job in lobbying and rallying community support on this important issue. Regional master planning efforts for our river shores will not come to fruition without local control. We separately continue to work with the Corps engineers to reconvey 60 acres of Columbia Park to the city that will allow us to continue complementary commercial activity. This activity helps us offset the cost to maintain Columbia Park and saves our taxpayers dollars. Another significant focus area is the expansion of our urban growth area south of Interstate I-82. This is our top council priority, and we continue to work in partnership with Benton County to expand this area. Expanding our UGA will provide significant opportunities for new development and will include light industrial land that is not currently available within our city limits. And the priority is all about positioning ourselves to create new jobs. And so with that, I would like to thank you again for allowing me to speak to you today. Thank you. What did I do, crew shed? You hear it?
Well, thank you, John Brennan. Appreciate the update. Next, we have Pasco Mayor Matt Watkins. Mayor Watkins was elected to the Pasco City Council in 2004 and was elected as mayor by the council in 2010. He holds a Bachelor of Arts in Social Science from Washington State University and currently currently works as a software engineer for Lucas Engineering in Richland. Matt graduated from Kennewick High in 1986 and chose to make Pasco his home in 1995. Due to the diversity of the community, reasonably priced homes, and proximity to quality tacos, please welcome Pasco Mayor Matt Watkins.
So I'll do a check. Folks in the back can hear me okay? Okay. Well, I guess, how about now if I yell over there? Can you hear me? So I'm going to speak half to you and then half to you. Is that going to work? I will try and speak as loudly as I can, and then suddenly when the audio system comes on, it's going to get very loud and we'll all adjust. Is this going to work for everybody, or should we wait for the audio? Keep going. Okay. I'm Matt Watkins, Mayor of Pasco. Welcome to the Tri-Cities, everybody. Great to have you here. So this is a little different format than I'm used to. We've past couple of years. I think I figured out who sabotaged the audio system. It's Steve Young that did it. He was going to be up, and so he's just sabotaged it. This format's a little bit different, and I am going to be proudly presenting the things that Pasco is up to and been doing. We've had a tremendous year, and Pasco is growing and thriving. And even things are happening as I speak. We have staff down in Vegas. Half of our staff's probably down in Vegas working on a trade show. And I'm going to dive into some of the technical details. So you're going to get the municipal full experience today. The first thing that I am most proud of is that, well, up on the screen is unique for this year for Pasco. We have become a finalist for All-American City. There are 10 of those chosen every year. We are one of 20 finalists, and I find out actually 19 because Ann Arbor's not going to be able to make it. The theme on promoting equity through inclusive civic engagement is the subject this year at the national level, and Pasco is going to be representing through 3 particular projects: police community relations, representation through city council district-based elections. If you haven't found out, we have 5 new council members in Pasco this year. And then also a joint project with or actually Port of Pasco-led project, Somos Pasco, or We Are Pasco. As I said, 19 finalists at the end of the month, so myself and city staff, ports, schools, Chamber of Commerce, Columbia Basin Community College, and community members are going to be going in to Denver to compete for those 10 awards. And I note that the last time a Tri-City city got it was the city of Richland in 1960. So hopefully we get to say at the end of the month, we get to join that group. And I think John Fox was probably here when that happened. Another area that I'm particularly have pride in is some of the statistics and some of the details that have happened over the past several years. Pasco is rated the number one in the country for rising housing markets. Number 11 for the 50 most popular mid-sized cities to relocate to in the nation. And one I'm particularly proud of because of all the work that we have done in this community. Number 3 for safest city in the state over 50,000 population. That is tremendous. An 80% drop in crime since 1990. And also, I think that goes well with Pasco or Kennewick and Richland too. We are among the 3 safest cities in the state. Continuing on the Pasco Pride theme, we've received some awards recently. Turns out that we have really good tasting water in Pasco. There's a plant operator in particular, Bill Maxwell, a longtime Pasco employee, who also received Plant Operator of the Year. And then if you consider this an accomplishment, we've had no permit violations in treating wastewater. That's actually a big deal. So we were pretty proud of that. And then also we got a national award for government meeting coverage for televising its city council meetings. And we do that. And if you've watched any of those on cable or on the city channel, then you know what I'm talking about. Some facts. I do have facts. And this one is telling because it's where we've been and where we're headed. 1981, we had about 18,000 folks, and we have 71,000 as of about a year ago, 72,000. And if you go back 20 years, the state said, hey, Pasco, if you choose the media or if you're in the middle growth ring, you're going to be 70,000 in 20 years. And a lot of people laughed. Well, it turns out we're just a little over 70,000. And they're telling us now that in 20 years, we're going to be 123,000 with that middle growth. That is one point. Other facts, though, at the same time, our assessed value has gone from a little over $1 billion to nearly $5 billion since 2002. That's definitely an up graph. And at the same time as an up graph, we have a down graph. Come on, down graph. There it goes. City property tax rate down 40% over the same period. Love the up, love the down. I think also importantly, as part of that is that the quality of all the measurable quality of life things have been going up as well. The median salary gap has been narrowing in Pasco compared to our peer cities. The average price of a home actually has been going up at a little bit higher rate in Pasco than maybe as others. So Those things, if you all balance out an equation, because we also have challenge with school district students per capita and all of those details, all of the performance facts and details point towards a thriving Pasco. Infrastructure. Road 100 sewer line. Okay, that's pretty mundane. We got working on that. Oregon Street improvements. Columbia River water intake. We need to do some update there. And I think the most important thing, and this is one of those Tri-Cities things, a new animal control facility will be built soon with our partners in Kennewick and Richland. We did the request for proposal, and so we've chosen, I believe, Meyer on that. So we should be going to bid after they do some design work. Economic development. Who has seen the sand dunes out at Road 100, the Broadmoor area? Those are not going to be sand dunes very much longer. We're working on a master plan that's going to transform that area. It's centrally located to the Tri-Cities. Thriving not only residential, commercial, and recreational, and at the same time address some critical supportive streets and other infrastructure so growth will be properly managed. What you see out of Road 100 is hundreds of acres, and it's owned by a relatively small number of folks, and they're interested in developing it. We've also been working on our water reuse facility. I've talked about that in the past years, about how the vision of council members in the 90s to invest significantly in being able to wash those potatoes and that corn and all those things out in the North Pasco area not only grew, it filled up, we expanded it, we've made it more efficient, and it's like running 5/3 of what it was originally envisioned. And we're going to keep working on that as well. Downtown Pasco, we're going to have a new Peanuts Park in the near future. How many have been down there for a tamale recently or had a tamale? It came from downtown Pasco, and if you want to go down, there's a little doorbell on a sliding window, and you can get fresh tamales in Pasco. DNR, Department of Natural Resources, finally got loose of the property at Road 68. Public safety, Don talked about it. We have police and fire too. In imagining those 50,000 more people, we're rearranging our fire departments and are going to be relocating fire department. We have a temporary one. We're imagining 120,000 people and trying to right size them. At the same time, our peers have experienced a better fire rating that lowered their insurance. Kennewick and Richland probably familiar with the 4s and the 5s. We've been a 6. We're right at a 5 now. We're hopefully going to go to a 4, and that's hopefully going to save about $150 a year for an average homeowner. At the same time, the police have been attaining state accreditation as well as national accreditation for the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies, which is the gold standard for national best practices of law enforcement. And I want to also say a special shout out to all you in the Tri-Cities for making the joint consolidation of emergency dispatch happen. What has been Franklin and Benton County is going to become one dispatch area. So when you pick up that cell phone somewhere in the Tri-Cities, it's going to go to one location instead of 2. And thank you for the counties and the cities for working to add Pasco and Franklin County to that. It's going to make it that much better. Thank you. I am getting pretty close to the end though too. Quality of life. We purchased some parks, 22 acre. We're working on a soccer complex of 8 to 10 soccer fields. We're also working still, and I say a two-pronged effort to do an aquatics facility in Pasco. We're still working on that, but at the same time, I'm going to say the words grand bargain. Think about the word grand bargain. Is it time in the Tri-Cities for all of us to get together now that we haven't been able to do an aquatics facility in Pasco from changed legislation? Difficulty in Kennewick for a convention center expansion. Is it time for the 3 cities to get together and maybe do 3 projects, including something Richland might want? And I'd say the answer to that is yes, and we should work on that and make the next facilities happen for the Tri-Cities region. Finally, the last slide, you've seen the Pasco logo for years, and some people have wondered where those high rises are at. Well, we used to have them, we tore them down. So we're actually going to work on a new logo. We've got a consultant to explore some alternatives, And I'll even let you know this afternoon, we use your input. We'll be putting on the website and help from the entire community what your ideas might be for the next City of Pasco logo. So that's this afternoon. So if I were to summarize top 3 things in Pasco, Road 100 Broadmoor, it's about to pop, and it's going to be great when it happens, and the Tri-Cities is going to love it, and it's going to be a focal point. Preparing for 50,000 new folks, where are they going to live at? Apparently word's gotten out about our Pasco taco crawls, so that's a good problem to have. And also I hope that you cheer for us in All America City in Denver. And I also just wanted to take a pause for a second, because years past you've listened to me before, and I have a little bit of a different tone this year, and I've given the presentation a particularly... I'm also keenly aware there is an ebb and a flow of how our different cities and counties and ports and organization groups and the people of the Tri-Cities communicate, cooperate, and collaborate on a daily basis. And I think we all have to remember that daily to help our fellow citizens remember that we're stronger when we work together as one community. And while we're 4 cities and we're on 3 rivers in 2 counties, we are also one community. And I'm also proud to be a Tri-Citian. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the great work that's going on in the city of Pasco. Thank you. Now I'd like to welcome our next guest, Richland Mayor Pro Tem Terry Christensen. Mayor Pro Tem Christensen was elected to the Richland City Council in 2011. He was re-elected at a second term in 2015 and has served as a Mayor Pro Tem since 2016. Terry was raised in Richland and loves this community. His professional experience includes a degree in business administration from Central Washington University and over 35 years of finance and business management experience. Terry retired from Pacific Northwest National Laboratory in 2011. Please welcome from the City of Richland, Mayor Pro Tem Terry Christensen.
Well, somebody was joking at the start of this about how poor Brent's not going to get any time, and
Everybody gets a long lunch.
like extra dessert coming. Okay. Okay. As stated, I'm Terry Christensen. I'm the Mayor Pro Tem for the City of Richland. Mayor Bob Thompson is out of town and sends his regrets that he couldn't be here today. Thank you to Lori and your staff for putting on this great event each year, and having the City of Richland here to participate with you. I am one of 7 members of the Richland City Council. We have other dedicated members here. I believe 3 are here today. They were already introduced, so I will not bring them up. They told me I needed to stick to the script, so if you don't mind, I'll actually get my glasses out so I can read what the script is. In 1958, Richland was incorporated into the Charter First-Class City, transforming itself from a federally controlled atomic energy community to a government by self-rule. As you're aware, the City of Richland is a full-service city providing police, fire protection, water, waste, electric utilities, parks, recreational activities, maintenance of city streets and public facilities, and library services. The city also pursues community and economic development and offers housing assistance. We are pleased to be celebrating our 60th anniversary as a first-class city and look forward to continuing to operate a fair, viable, and family-friendly community. In 2017, we were pleased to once again report an increase in sales tax revenue within the city. This is no doubt due to the many new businesses that we've had come into Richland and open up. In fact, in 2017, the City of Richland issued 808 new business licenses. And so far this year, we've issued another 525 business licenses in Richland. Some of the sampling is what they are Orange Theory Fitness, Queensgate King in South Richland, a Pandera Bread, which many people were waiting to finally get here, opened up there. In Central Richland, Kagan's Coffee and Crepes at the Uptown, Fuse Business and Community Accelerator moved into the Parkway. Columbia Point, the Lodge at Columbia Point, if nobody's ever seen a boutique hotel, I really recommend you get down there and look at that. Even if you live here, it may be somewhere that you want to spend the night, try the spa. And North Richland, Michelle's Event Center. We have several key capital projects underway, and in the concept of time, I will just review a few. The Dupertale Bridge is the final segment in the Dupertale-Stevens Corridor strategy to improve multi-module connectivity between central Richland and the Queensgate area. This project is split into two phases, the bridge itself and then the intersection of Highway 240 and Dupertale Street. The city broke ground on the bridge this spring. Many of you were there and celebrated with us. It's pretty exciting. The bridge will include 2 vehicle traffic lanes in each direction with bicycle lanes and sidewalks on each side. Tanglewood Drive will connect to the Dupertale Street of the residential units, both to the north and the south. The intersection of Dupertale and Tanglewood will have a new traffic light installed there. The project will also replace a water line running underneath the Yakima River, and there will be 2 new lines that actually come up and come to the bridge. Phase 1 of the project is expected to be completed in 2020. In the fall of last year, the city broke ground on a new city hall. Whoever hears about getting a new city hall? Well, we're pretty excited in the city of Richland that we're getting a new hall. The foundation has been laid and steel framing continues to go up at the new campus. The state-of-the-art facility is a key component of the Swift Corridor Master Plan. With Cadillac Hospital, CBC Health Sciences, and several commercial businesses, this corridor continues to develop and connect our downtown area with the waterfront. Located adjacent to the existing facility at the corner of Swift Boulevard and Jadwin, the new City Hall will bring together 3 organizations' aging facilities into one, allowing for a one-stop shop and added convenience for Richland citizens. The expected project completion is spring of 2019. The existing City Hall facility, built in 1958, is in sorry repair. Once vacated, the building will be demolished and the prime real estate property, totaling approximately 1.5 acres, will be sold for commercial development. Other significant capital projects going is a Leslie Road electrical substation, Queensgate Drive improvements, which some of you are getting to enjoy right now, Smart Grid, and the ERP software, which is the financial backbone of the city. Matt spoke to it, I'll speak to it. Our strong partnerships with our local agencies in our region are very important to the city of Richland. Some of the regional efforts that will continue to progress will be a priority in 2018. A transition to one local emergency dispatch center is anticipated this summer. Benton County Emergency Management Services, or CECOM as it's called, will begin fielding 911 calls from Franklin County, in addition to servicing already Richland, Kennewick, and Benton County. With the increase in mobile phone usage and the outdated equipment in Franklin County, this consolidation will benefit all the citizens in our region. Matt spoke to it. In addition, the Animal Control Authority was established to maintain administrative oversight of animal control services that are provided to the cities of Kennewick, Pasco, and Richland. The Regional Animal Control Facility Agreement sets the stage to replace the aging facility in Pasco with a new 8,000 square foot facility. In 2017 and so far this fiscal year, there have been 92 new permitted commercial projects. These range from $92,000 projects all the way up to $61 million projects. In addition, in 2017, we saw a significant increase in single-family dwellings, jumping from 85 in 2016 to 294 in 2017. The police department is seen as a leader in the region and throughout the state. Some of the ways they build relationships with our citizens or maintain a presence is by deploying programs such as Coffee with a Cop or Cops and Kids. Our police department offers much needed training and information to parents on internet safety through our Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force. Richland Police are committed to maintaining a safe and welcoming community. Richland Fire and Emergency Services works hard to protect and enhance the quality of life in Richland by providing coordinated responses to fires as well as a wide range of emergency and non-emergency calls. In addition to these services, Fire and Emergency Services staff work hard to make a social impact on our community. They frequently partner with the school district to identify which schools will benefit from a community mentoring program, as well as lead Operation Warm, where they collect and provide coats for kids throughout the district, or the Second Harvest food drives, where they distribute food to those people in need. In addition, they recently launched a CPR challenge, encouraging citizens to obtain life-saving CPR training. In partnership with Cadillac, Lords, and other local agencies, they have also launched Pulse Point, which is an app that will allow those trained in CPR to be notified if there is a medical emergency in their close proximity. Providing recreation and entertainment opportunities is another priority for Richland. All year long, Richland is home to several family-friendly events and festivals. Residents from across our region visit Richland for the weekly Summer Live at 5 event. That's on Thursday nights at the Hapo Community Stage. On June 1, our local farmers market on the Parkway will open up on Fridays from 9 to 1. The city also offers several recreational programs. The Richland Public Library launched a new STEAM space. George Prout Pool will continue to offer swim lessons and inexpensive recreational swimming options. The Richland Community Center features a brand new workout facility. Other community events, festivals you can continue to enjoy this summer in Richland. There is a Richland Regatta, Cool Desert Nights, Tumbleweeds Music Festival, and the C3 Slam. We encourage people who want to use several tools that we have available for staying informed in what's happening in their city, such as events, meeting schedules, anything like that. The best resource is our website. Here you can sign up for automatic email notifications or submit service requests. Or you can also follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. 2 of those 3 I've never used, but but I'm learning. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm pleased to have the opportunity to address you all today.
Thanks again, Mayor Pro Tem Christensen. It's great to hear the progress that's happening in Richland. Now, last but not least, we have Mayor Brent Gary from the city of West Richland. Brent Gary is serving his 2nd term as mayor of West Richland. His first term began on January 1st, 2014. He was previously served as a West Richland City Council member for 4 years, from January 2010 to December 2013. In addition to administrating the day-to-day operations of the city of West Richland, Mayor Gary also sits on 13 different local boards and commissions within the region. He has been married to his best friend, Denise, for 30 years. They've lived in West Richland for 24 years and have 2 daughters and 4 grandchildren who all live in West Richland. Please help me welcome Mayor Gary.
Okay, now this is going to work, right? You promise. Well, I got a big house today. That's great. I'd like to thank Lori and the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event today. Your staff does a wonderful job, and we look forward to all the events that you bring forth to us. Also like to thank the luncheon sponsor, Baker Boyer Bank, for the lunch sponsor this afternoon. As you've heard from our previous mayors, they've got a lot going on the last year. And while we continue to be focused on the future of West Richland, I want to provide a quick little bit of history and an overview of the city. The city was incorporated June 1955 with a combination of communities of Heminger City and the town of Enterprise. So if you think Richland, Pasco, Kennewick, West Richland, well, now you got to think about Kennewick, Pasco, and West Richland, because we are really the third city of the Tri-Cities, because Richland wasn't incorporated until later on, you know. Sorry, Richland. Cindy, y'all good over there? All right. You know, and they're 2 minutes, yeah. You know, they're also a suburb of West Richland, but so that makes us all one. The city is approximately 15,000 residents strong and has been experiencing steady population growth of over 3% a year over the last 5 years. We are relatively a young community with an average age of 35 years old, which makes me feel younger just living there. So I'm all good with that. What is unique about West Richland is that over half of the city remains undeveloped and is in agricultural use, as you can see from this aerial photo. Somebody pushed it over there. Matt, you get your fingers up. We are actively planning for the growth in the western portion of the city that will benefit from the planned Red Mountain Interchange, which will provide much needed direct interstate access, thus promoting economic development. West Richland is known as a bedroom community and receives limited revenue from retail sales tax. Therefore, every bit of revenue is extremely important. For those of you who remember this slide from 2016, you will see that West Richland finally passed Connell in sales tax revenue per capita. Woo! As you see, we still lag behind our neighbors. Benton City receives more retail sales tax per year per capita than West Richland. You will recall, West Richland has 15,000 residents, while Benton City just has over 3,000. This slide depicts how a single dollar of property tax is split among public agencies. It's one of my favorite slides that Jessica Platt, Finance Director, uses in her presentations. Note that the city receives significantly less for its general fund operations than is dedicated to the leading three agencies. Another figure worth pointing out is that our city is the highest median household income in the area cities at $87,781. Little of this income is spent locally to support the general fund. In order to increase our sales tax revenue and not be so dependent on property tax, we must create more opportunities for commercial industrial development to occur. Currently, we experience an 80% rate of sales tax leakage to our neighboring cities. But with the construction of the roundabout, I don't think we're losing as much over there right now. Exciting projects are in the works to increase the amount of commercial development opportunities at the intersections of Belmont Boulevard and Keene Road. After many years of planning, I'm proud to say that with the extension of Belmont Boulevard and the installation of necessary utilities, we are seeing activity at this intersection we call Belmont Business District. So take note, that's an aerial photo, spring of 2016, and here's what we have today. We also have a new city hall, so we're one up. We're in ours already. The city's municipal service campus was the catalyst, acting as the anchor tenant for the development in the business district with the installation of utilities and access to the properties. The second project was the completion of the Richland School District's Lenora Libby Middle School, which opened in fall of 2017 with 800 students and 90 staffers. Elementary school number 11, located north along Belmont Boulevard, is under construction that will house 630 students and employ 50 staff at the 65,000 square foot facility. The district also plans a 45,000 square foot teaching, learning, and administration center for 60 staff that will be located north of the planned third Richland High School, which the land has already been purchased for. So we talk about economic development. The construction of the municipal services facility has created those daytime jobs. It's creating that car count. And it's certainly an economic boost to that particular area. And I see the partnership that we have with the Richland School District and the growth going in that direction is certainly going to be a benefit for us. Also, the commercial property at the corner lot north of the Municipal Services Campus was purchased in April of this year for a convenience store, which will include a fueling station, car wash, and most importantly, Firehouse Subs. If anybody's been out towards Burbank, you'll see on the right-hand side, you go ahead, we go with that, Firehouse Subs. There's a new facility out there. It'll be just like that one. Public Works Director Roscoe Slade's been pushing planning to see if he can get a coffee house in so he doesn't have to go east to get his roasters and then come back west, but we're working on that. The city is proud that its investments into the municipal service campus has spurred growth in the Belmont Business District, and we look forward to the entire development build-out that can support nearly 60,000 square feet of office and retail space. If you take note of this phase 1 and phase 2 and the little circle down the bottom right-hand corner, we don't have the general fund revenue that Richland has. They just pop that building up all at once. So we're taking a two-step approach. The 4,000 square feet of the finance was just an empty shell. We have the funding for it now, and we hope to have the completion of that construction up there within the next year. Investments that encourage private development is the completion of the industrial process water treatment plant known as the I-Plant. Some of you might have already been out there. Located near the intersection of West Van Giesen and Keene Road, the plant pre-treats wine processing effluent from the existing and future planned wineries at Red Mountain Center. The pre-treatment reduces processing costs to the wineries and to the city by allowing a more consistent flow of wastewater to be processed by the primary municipal services plant. Currently, 2 wineries and a craft distillery are located at Red Mountain Center. Black Heron Spirits Distillery was opened in 2011. Pacific Rim Winemakers was the first winery to utilize the I-Plant and has a handful of labels as well as performs custom crushing and bottling services. The most recent addition, this is the build it and they will come scenario, Double Canyon Winery that opened in August of last year and is owned by the Crimson Wine Group of Napa, California. The final city construction project I want to tell you about is the Yakima River Gateway Park. The park was completed in the fall of 2017 and is located at the Yakima River entrance to the city and straddles both sides of West Van Giesen Street. The park provides for increased public access to the river as well as restoration to a shoreline. The park was largely funded by a grant from the Washington State Recreation and Conservation Office and established a hand-carry watercraft river access point, 1,200 feet of pathway, educational kiosks, and a much-needed restroom facility and parking for 46 vehicles. It should be noted that the pathway beneath the Van Giesen Bridge that connects both sides of the park was engineered to accommodate high water events, which we are experiencing now, as well as the City of Richland knows. The investment into the Yakima River Gateway entrance into the city is a commitment by the City Council to encourage private investment into the revitalization of the downtown corridor. In August of 2017, the City Council approved the 2017 Comprehensive Plan Periodic Update, which will guide the city's land use decisions and development for the next 20 years. This was over a 2-year process that involved extensive public participation from residents, businesses, business owners, Planning Commission, and City Council. The hard work was recognized by the Washington chapter of American Planning Association, along with the Planning Association of Washington. The award was given specifically for the extensive public participation process that exceeded what was required by state law and also recognized the character of the city, which has so much agricultural production. You will recall that over half of the city is under agricultural use, and the plan took into consideration the protection of this land for its highest and best use in the future. I would like to make a special thanks to those who participated in this effort, and a special thanks to Senior Planner Mike Stevens, sitting right there. Thank you, Mike, for your efforts in this, and Nicole Stickney, Project Manager with consulting firm AHBL. Thank you, Mike. Finally, I'd like to point out the men and women who make West Richland Police Department and some of the achievements noted here. With 19 commissioned officers, they are able to patrol 21 square mile area, and we are honored to be titled the third safest city under 50,000 in the state of Washington for 2018 by the National Council for Home Safety and Security. This is in addition to being named in 2017 by Wallet Hub as the best place to raise a family in Washington. Congratulations and keep up the good work. We know that the department's success is because of the excellent support that they have for our citizens. Talking on public safety, Richland School District and the City of West Richland have partnered. Normally, a school resource officer is only placed in high schools. We yet to have a high school in the City of West Richland, but we can't wait. With all the things that are going on today in this country, I feel it's a necessity, and I will put a school resource officer in Enterprise Middle School starting of next year. As a smaller city, I don't have as many projects to present today as my fellow mayors. However, it's clear to me West Richland is a city that provides a desirable quality of life that both retains the long-term residents and draws new ones for the future. I would like to thank the dedicated staff of only 67 people that work hard every day to provide the quality of life that makes West Richland a safe and desirable place to raise a family and call home. I cannot conclude my presentation without acknowledging the dedication of City Council members who invest countless hours guiding our city into the future. Council members, thank you. It's evident by today's mayor's presentations who we are and what we represent. We may be 4 individual cities, but through the partnership and the collaboration of everybody in this room, city managers, police, fire, Metro, SWAT, BIPIN, BCES, Benton County Emergency Services. I'm honored to sit on a majority of these boards. Being the mayor and CEO of the city, I'm wearing 2 hats. Not only the mayor, but I thank Cindy, Marie, Dave Zabel for bringing me into your family and be part of one, because that's what we are. Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor Gary, for the update. Great update. Appreciate that. We greatly appreciate all our mayors, council members, and city staff for taking time out of their busy schedules to be here with us. So let's give another round of applause, please. Thank you again to our sponsors, Baker Board Bank, for sponsoring our State of the Cities, the cities of Kennewick, Pasco, Richland, and West Richland for taking part in today's program. Our small business resource fair exhibitors, today's networking partner, Ag World Support Systems. Make sure to visit their booth on the way out. I think they were just as you registered. The wonderful staff of Pasco Reliant for hosting us today, and a sincere thanks to all of you attending today. We hope you'll join us next week for our Business Development University session at the Tri-City Business and Visitor Center from 3 to 5 p.m. The topic is how to go from boss to coach. To learn more, please take a flyer at the registration desk on your way out or contact our office. Our next luncheon will be on Wednesday, July 25th here at the Pasco Red Lion. Our guest speaker will be Washington Secretary of State Kim Wyman. We hope you can join us. Thank you again, all. Appreciate your time this afternoon. Have a wonderful day and a safe and happy holiday weekend. Thank you.